Milwaukee won the first 2 games of this series. And oh, Canada, do the Raptors need a win in Game 3. The Eastern Conference Finals continuing here on TNT. And in Jurassic Park. Man, are they ready. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks holding serve in the first 2. Now what will be the answer from Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors? He's scored 31 in each of the first 2 games. And what will it take to get the Raptors on the board in this series?
Ernie, wait. You know we got to see how loud this crowd really is. Because I can't hear him. Kenny.
You know what? You did it in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it here. All right, so throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if the Raptors going to win tonight here, somebody say, oh yeah. Say we the North. All right.
Okay.
All right, they lied.
Okay, I hear welcome you to TNT NBA Tip-Off, presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley back in arguably your favorite city in the world, or at least top 2.
Listen, my favorite city in the world is Toronto, Canada. I'm glad to be back. And Chuck told me to tell y'all he's paying for all the drinks at the bar at all the bars. Let's drink up for free.
Ernie, yes.
This is one of the best cities in the world. I come up here every summer. This is one of the best kept secrets in the world. And the Raptors are going to win tonight. Are you guaranteeing it? I guarantee it.
That's like a comedian saying, all the pretty people, y'all so beautiful.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Charles,
yes,
because I'm sure the fans here in Jurassic Park would appreciate it. I know you like to sound like a Canadian from time to time.
Yeah?
Why don't you break out your best?
Yeah?
That's it.
It's terrible. Yeah, that's all I got.
Very disappointing. Your silence speaking volumes, even as we speak. So last time the Raptors played a game here, remember what happened? Last Sunday?
Yeah.
Take one more gander at that thing. Kawhi Leonard sending the Sixers fishing on 4 bounces.
Wow. Jurassic Park was going crazy when that thing went through, right, Kenny?
Oh, that was unbelievable. This shot right here, Ernie, he was playing basketball here, but that shot made him a Raptor. That made him a Raptor.
Ernie, you know what? I've always wanted to come to Jurassic Park. You guys are beautiful. Give it up for Toronto. We love you guys.
Yeah. Now tell me, Toronto looking for some more magic here in this series, because it's been all Milwaukee. So Nick Nurse has hinted, we haven't seen anything in writing yet, hinted at changing the lineup for Game 3.
Well, I think that's a good change if he does it, putting Serge Ibaka in the game, because I think what's happening is one of the reasons Marc Gasol is struggling, he's having to take Brook Lopez all over the floor. I mean, that's not his thing. That's not his thing. Lopez has got him on the three-point line. They got a lot of body movement. He's putting him in. He's putting the ball down on him. So putting the ball on the floor. So I think starting Ibaka against Lopez is a great start. But listen, to me, this is a very simple game. It's going to come down to 2 people: Siakam and Kyle Lowry. They got to show up tonight. They have not shown up in any games in this series.
Well, Lowry showed up in Game 1.
Yeah, but that's a loss. But they got to show up tonight. If those guys get 20-20, the Raptors got a chance.
Yeah, I think this is why this is a team sport, because, Gasol against Embiid, you need him. There's no way Ibaka could have physically guarded Embiid. So now, okay, we switch up. This is a team sport. This is what it's about, being 12 men, 12 strong. This is about everyone being a collective effort, and this is why everyone wins championships, not one. So if that is the change, I'm sure Gasol would understand it, and I understand Ibaka would be ready. But the one thing that has to happen is there has to be a wall that they built the same way in Game 1. If they build that wall around Giannis, then to me that would be a win because the game plan actually worked. They just didn't bring it home.
It doesn't matter what the lineup is if these guys don't have belief. Yeah, you're down 0-2, but you're back home. You got to be a belief. Reason why Marc Gasol is struggling, he hasn't been aggressive. He's looking to be a passer. We all know he has great offensive ability. He needs to put pressure on Brook Lopez. So, they're playing each other.
And also,
they just have to believe, Ernie.
Yeah, what Nick Nurse said in between games 2 and 3 said he actually feels like they got pushed around in game 2 and wants a more physical effort out of the Raptors against the Bucks in game 3.
Well, I wouldn't say pushed around.
That's what he said.
They got pushed through, meaning on the offensive end, they were able to dissect the defense, push the ball. Eric Bledsoe, Malcolm Brogdon, and Giannis were able to get through the defense. They pushed through their defense. I don't think that it was anything other than they pushed through the defense. So I don't know if he means that being pushed around. They have to build better walls to be a better defensive team if they want to win.
He said they got pushed around and wanted them to play more physical basketball. Meantime, Milwaukee, let's take a look at the graphic that kind of tells you where they're having advantages, and it's in several categories through 2 games. Milwaukee on the boards, plus 27. Points off turnover, plus 16. That's an area Toronto excelled at against Philadelphia. In the fast break points, the points in the paint, the second chance points, and the bench points. And Malcolm Brogdon in particular has been outstanding.
That's hard to beat right there.
That is hard to beat.
That's impossible to beat.
In 52 minutes on the floor, the Bucks are a plus 33 when Malcolm Brogdon is on the floor. So this Milwaukee team has been as impressive as we have seen them, and they're taking on a Toronto team which only one time this year lost 3 games in a row. That was back in November. They lose tonight. This thing is just about a wrap.
Well, listen, you can talk about toughness. You can store all those stats. Ernie, sometimes you just have to play well. Siakam's got to play better. If he starts Ibaka tonight, he's got to play better. Gasol's got to play better. At some point, all those stats, they sound good, but you have to play good, sound basketball. And the only guy who's been consistent is Kawhi, obviously.
Tell me what's impressed you the most about the Bucks. We talk a lot Raptors. Let's talk about what you've seen from Milwaukee.
The way they play, Giannis trusting this guy. We always say the true definition of a great player is one that makes others greater. First game he tried to force a little bit. Second game he believed in his guys. Brock and all those guys played well, hit shots. And then when he's not playing well, the Bucks are pulling him through. Like, again, game 1, he didn't play well. Brook Lopez came out of nowhere with 29 points. So I like the way they're playing. That stat you showed is very, very impressive. If they want to win the whole thing, they need to come send a message tonight, because I know they're paying attention to that other series. So if they want to send a message, they need to do that tonight, because if Toronto wins, then the playoffs have started.
Think about this Milwaukee team, too, Chuck. You look at Middleton and Bledsoe, who were their 2nd and 3rd leading scorers in the regular season. They're 6th and 7th in this series on that team because guys like Ilyasova, guys like Mirotic, Brogdon have all played so well.
Well, listen, that's the key to the series. Game 1, it was Lopez. Game 2, it was the bench. Who's going to step up for the Raptors? Like I say, somebody's got to step up, Artie. We can talk all we want to. Guys from Milwaukee are stepping up, but somebody from the Raptors, other than Kawhi, got to step up. We need. Who's going to be there? Brook Lopez.
It's amazing to me when the conversation turns to Milwaukee. There's just dead quiet out here. It's like,
I thought this was Jurassic Park.
To get this place pumped up for Game 3 of this series, as you saw the Bucks moments ago taking the floor here at Scotiabank Arena for Game 3. Barkley just predicted Toronto will win tonight. Bet
heavy on the Bucks.
Okay, Alex. You got to bet, sucker.
Sucker, S-U-K-K-A, sucker. You jive, turkey.
Happy Victoria Day weekend as well, as a matter of fact. National holiday tomorrow here in Toronto.
Trader, put car buying in the palm of your hand so you can save time at the dealership and spend more time watching NBA action. Accelerate your deal on AutoTrader, official car search engine of the NBA.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating more than 100 years in basketball. Goodyear, more driven. We are nearing the tip. Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals here in Toronto. We're outside in Jurassic Park, while inside, Kristen Ledlow speaking with the Bucks' Chris Middleton.
I'm Kristen Ledlow here with Chris Middleton. Chris, you were named an NBA All-Star this season. You found ways to impact this series apart from your scoring, but what's your mindset as you take the floor for Game 3?
Just compete. Then we know we're going to get that best punch here at home after dropping 0-2 on the road, so we just got to come out and compete.
This team is now 2 wins away from a trip to the NBA Finals. Have you taken the time to talk about what it would mean for this franchise?
No, not yet. We know we still have a lot of work to do. We know Toronto's they're not going to go out easy. They're going to fight until it's over with, so we'll worry about that when we get done with the series.
Good luck, Chris.
Thanks.
Guys.
This Milwaukee team is 10-1. They've won 6 playoff games in a row. Their longest winning streak this season was 7, so they'll try to match that tonight. What do you have to be most careful of if you're Milwaukee, if you're Mike Budenholzer heading into Game 3?
Not to be happy and not to be satisfied. We want to send a message. We did what we had to do at home. Now we want to come, not steal one, but steal 2, win 1 game at a time. I think if they come out and send a message, Toronto will be in trouble. But Jurassic Park will be ready tonight, so it's going to be a tough feat.
You made a point. Charles made a point earlier about guys just got to play better. But I would add this to it, because when Shaq and Charles played, their offensive tool belt, they had a wrench, they got screwdrivers, they got hammers, nails, everything else. Sometimes guys like Lowry, guys like Ibaka, they only have a wrench and a hammer. They have to figure out how to use that better. So they have to really think about it instead of they don't have the repertoire of things that they have. So they really have to pay attention tonight and say, well, how can I get my tool belt off? That will be the difference, because they do take things away from you, like Lowry, like Ibaka, and like Siakam.
Have you ever worn a tool belt, Chuck?
Nope, brother. Nope.
You hired people that did, though.
I hire people who do stuff like that, Ernie. It's called success. The key to me, go back to last game. I told the Raptors, if you got to weather the storm, they're going to come out and punch you in the mouth. It's really about that same mentality for Milwaukee tonight. This whole series is going to be decided tonight if they have a chance or not. Toronto's going to come out with great energy and desperation, because if you go down 3-0, it's a wrap. So Milwaukee has got to weather the storm in the first quarter. Listen, when you're down 2-0 and come home, you got to come out like gangbusters. You got to get your crowd in the game. You got to hope your role players step up, because the role players are just flat out stuck up the joint on the road. But they going to play with a lot more confidence. Van Fleet got to give me
Think we might see a Jeremy Lin sighting?
I think he should. We talked about it. I think he should put Jeremy Lin in the game.
Van Vliet, by the way, 13 straight games under 10 points.
I think at times, not
crazy.
You got to step up.
Not time you will go away from him, but I think that you will add to the mix. If you're going to add Ibaka to the mix, you can add a guy like Jeremy Lin.
Norman Powell had good minutes.
You're going to add. I think you can add to it.
But like you say, Ernie, all hands on deck tonight.
All hands.
Because listen, anybody knows anything about basketball, you cannot come back from 3-0. That's the reason it's never happened. So all hands are on deck tonight, and we need an unsuspecting hero like Lopez in Game 1, Ilyasova in Game 2.
Give me one then. Give me one on the Toronto side. All of a sudden you say
Norman. I'm gonna go Norman Powell.
And I'm gonna go
Norman Powell. But let me tell you something. Siakam's got to be. You asked me before Game 2, who got to play well for Toronto? I said Siakam got to be the third best player in the game behind Giannis and Kawhi. It's got to be Siakam. But I'm going to go out on a limb and take, it's got to be a strong limb. Go ahead and say it.
you beat us to it.
Yeah.
Kenny's off his game. He didn't even jump on it.
It's got to be Norman Powell in my estimation.
8-point win in Game 1, 22-point win in Game 2, and now it's Game 3 here in Toronto. Raptors trying to get on the board at home. And the tip at the top of the hour here on TNT.